watching KSL Sports Live.
Hey, good Saturday evening to you. We got to get ready and put that on. Hey, thanks for including us in your weekend plans. This is KSL Sports Live. I've got a question. Is Utah ready for Major League Baseball 1 year from now? Well, it might happen. We'll have more details on that coming up. Another top 25 matchup for BYU hoops. Can they make it 3 in a row? The Cougars and Aggies, and more college hoops is on the way. And as I catch my breath, we'll look back at the best from the week that was for the Utah Jazz. We've got a loaded show coming. Moving on to some college hoops. You know, through their first 4 games in Big 12 play, BYU showing they can hang with the nationally ranked teams. 2 wins, 2 losses. Now, if you follow the net rankings, you'll see BYU is 4th in the nation with a 3-3 record in Quad 1 games. Today, though, another Quad 1 opponent and a tough one. BYU down in West Texas facing 25th ranked Texas Tech. BYU starting hot. Ali Khalifa, 3-ball. BYU scoring the first 10 points of the game. Then Townsend triple into the game. He's going to hit the corner 3. BYU's lead is up to 22-8. Jackson Robinson knocks a 3 down. BYU made 10 first half 3-pointers. Richie Saunders led BYU with 13 in the half. That dunk for a 14-point lead. Warren Washington answers, though, with an emphatic slam for Texas Tech. BYU built a 48-32 halftime lead, the largest lead against a top 25 team on the road in the last 25 seasons. Now, momentum did start to shift in the second half, and it wasn't a good thing for the Cougars. Pop Isaacs takes the rebound coast to coast for the layup. Texas Tech is already within 9. A couple minutes later, Dallin Hall, he'll pull the trigger from downtown, and BYU's lead is back to 10, 51-41. Next possession, Isaacs is going to hit that 3 and cut the lead to 7. 15 to go. Fusani Traore, jump hook. It's 53-44. BYU still hanging in front, but with 7 minutes left in the game, Texas Tech's Warren Washington gives the Red Raiders the lead. 64-62. The game is coming down to the final minute, and BYU is trailing by 4 points, 79-75. You know, it's never too early for a little bracketology, right? And the Utah State Aggies, they check all of the boxes of a team that could make a little run come late March. Now, going into the weekend, ESPN has the Aggies slated as a 6th overall seed in the NCAA tournament. The Aggies going for an NCAA leading 17th win this season, hosting Fresno State. On the fast break, Ian Martinez to Mason Falslip for the layup. Ian Martinez then is going to hit the step back 3 and the foul. How about Great Osabor? He's getting involved early, hitting his second 3-pointer of the game. The Aggie offense is rolling. More from Martinez, this time facilitating to Osabor for the layup. Utah State led 40-27 at the half. Great Osabor was 7 for 7 in the first half for 18 points. Absolutely red hot. Second half, Martinez, he's going to drop another 3-pointer. It's going to give Utah State a 12-point lead, 56-44. Martinez had 14 points in the game. Then Osabor, the no-look pass to Josh Aduje for the reverse layup and the foul. Aduje had 12 points. And then later on, Javon Jackson gets the steal, flies down the lane, the scoop, and the score, and the foul. Darius Brown would get involved in this game a little bit later, too. That bucket gave the Aggies a 22-point lead. Great Osabor would finish with 20 points, 12 rebounds. Utah State now 17-2 with the 83-62 win. The old hammer rivalry between Utah Tech and Utah Valley was renewed this afternoon. Midway through the first half, Noah Gonsalves hits the 3-pointer. He led Utah Tech with 16, but the Trailblazers were down 18-12. Caleb Stone Carawell with the pull-up for 3. Utah Valley up 39-25 at half. Second half was Cyrus Grady down the lane for the dunk. UVU's lead grows to 16. Tanner Toolson, he was electric. Slicing down the lane, the scoop and score. He led all scorers with 26 points. Utah Valley winning 84-71. Elsewhere in college hoops, number 18 Creighton taking on Seton Hall. Straight to the second half, under 10 seconds left. Lone Peak grad Stephen Ashworth gets the bucket to tie the game. This goes to a third overtime. Seton Hall's Alamir Dawes makes a huge 3, 88-83. Creighton down 89-85. Trey Alexander to Ashworth for 3. Creighton down only 1. Under 2 minutes left. Creighton down 1. Ashworth to Alexander. 3 on the way. Ashworth finished with 11 points. Creighton with the win, 97-94. Number 9, Baylor facing Texas in Austin. Straight to the second half. Tyrese Hunter was hooping, makes this basket to cut it to 1. Under 10 seconds left, Baylor ball. Jalen Bridges hits the step-back 3 to tie the game at 73, but Texas has 5 seconds left.
With a 3 to tie the game.
Plenty of time to get a shot here.
And here comes Hunter. Coast to coast.
Oh! At the buzzer, Tyrese Hunter makes the game winner. Texas upsetting Baylor.
I think our case that we are the best expansion market for them.
Major League Baseball could be on its way to Utah as soon as next year. Why Utah makes a good temporary destination for the Oakland A's and what it could mean for a future permanent MLB franchise.
Sexton goes to the rim, rises in traffic and hammers.
Colin Sexton has had a big week for the Jazz. We look back at his 2 best games since he's joined the Jazz, and 6-win West Virginia had number 3 Kansas on upset alert in Morgantown. That exciting finish is next. Over the last year, the state of Utah has suddenly emerged as one of the top candidates for Major League Baseball expansion. A decision by Commissioner Rob Manfred has not yet been made, but Big League Baseball could be here sooner than an expansion decision. Why? Well, because the Oakland Athletics are looking for a temporary home. The A's lease in Oakland runs out after this upcoming 2024 season, but their new $1.5 billion stadium in Las Vegas will not be complete until 2028. So they need a home for the 2025 through 27 seasons. They've taken visits to Sacramento and Las Vegas to check out the AAA stadiums there. And then on Thursday, they were in Utah exploring options here with LHM CEO Steve Starks, who said the A's liked the fact that there are 2 stadium options in Utah, so they wouldn't have to share a stadium with a minor league team.
It would be the Daybreak Stadium because it would be a brand new facility and it meets the standards that are required for Major League Baseball and the players, and the fan and guest experience there would be distinct. We love Smith's Ballpark. It doesn't meet the standards required, and so we explored it. It just was never an option, and frankly, we didn't even tour it with the Athletics because we just knew that it wasn't going to be a viable option.
Well, Starks did tell Hans and Scotty on the KSL Sports Zone that they would maximize capacity at that Daybreak Ballpark, increasing it from 7,500 to somewhere under 15,000. He called it a unique, intimate Major League experience, but also an opportunity to prove to Major League Baseball that Utah is more than capable of being a permanent home to a future ball club.
But if we do a great job hosting the Athletics, if Major League Baseball sees what type of support they would have in Utah, it only strengthens, I think, our case that we are the best expansion market for them. And it's not unrealistic. You know, if everything went according to our plans, and what we would love to see is that you would have the Athletics playing for 3 years, Major League Baseball here, and then potentially roll right into a new ballpark in the Tower District where we have our own Major League Baseball team, starting the 28 or 29 season. It would be incredible.
Indeed, it would be. Bring on Big League Baseball. All right, let's switch it to NBA, though, for now, where we do have a team, the Utah Jazz. They've been outstanding over the past month of the season. Winners in 15 of their last 20 games. And on Monday, they reached a season-long 6-game win streak by beating the Indiana Pacers by 27 points. The Pacers, they're no pushover. They're a team with a winning record, sitting in the top 7 spots in the Eastern Conference. It was the Jazz's 9th win in 10 games, and of those 9 wins, 8 of them have come against teams currently in the playoff picture in their respective conferences. Lauri Markkanen led the way for the Jazz on Monday with 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. Colin Sexton was right behind him. 30 points on 4 or 5 3-point shooting, the most he's scored since joining the Jazz.
There was a lot of narrative about Colin when he was first traded here as somebody who scored a lot in Cleveland.
Hey, knocks it down!
But wasn't on winning teams. That probably seeped into my head a little bit last year. It would be like taking somebody on a date but calling their ex first. I needed to look in the mirror in the offseason and have a little bit of humility about mine and Colin's relationship. Hey, whatever happened before he got to Utah means nothing to me. And how has he been with me every day? How has he been with our team every day? And he's always done everything that I've asked. He's never complained. He has never come to my office and asked for more playing time. He has never asked for more shots. He's never questioned what we were doing. He just continues to work every day. He takes coaching. He lets me coach him very hard.
2 days after that win, tragedy struck the NBA world on Wednesday morning in Salt Lake City. Warriors assistant coach Dejan Milojevic passed away after suffering a heart attack in Salt Lake City. The NBA postponed the scheduled game with the Warriors that night. The following night, the Jazz had to get back on the court, though. They did have a moment of silence before their game with the Thunder. But it was also a game that they had to get back to work and saw Colin Sexton have another big night.
Sexton goes to the rim, rises in traffic and hammers.
Yeah, Sexton followed up his 30-point game against the Pacers with an even better outing against the Thunder on Thursday. He was 10 of 19 shooting from the field, made 4 3-pointers, scored 31 points, a new high in a Jazz uniform. The Jazz losing streak, though, did come to an end in a 5-point loss. But it seems Sexton's hot streak continues on. He's averaging 22.4 points and 4.9 rebounds over the last 20 games. Today in the NBA, it was Dame time in Detroit. Damian Lillard led the Bucks past the Pistons with an offensive outburst. Second quarter, game tied at 67. Dame beats the buzzer for 3, giving the Bucks the 70-67 halftime lead. Third quarter, one of his 11 assists to Giannis for the dunk. Giannis had 31. Then Dame hits back-to-back threes to give the Bucks a 101-93 lead. He finished with a season-high 45 points. Bucks win 141-135. All right, let's shift back to college hoops for a bit now. The state of Utah has some really good basketball this season. A potential first-round draft pick in Dylan Jones playing for Weber State, and the big three, BYU, Utah, Utah State, all currently projected as single-digit seeds in the NCAA tournament. BYU getting a big boost this year being a member of the Big 12, college basketball's toughest conference. The Cougars got a wake-up call when they began conference play with back-to-back losses to Cincinnati and Baylor, but they've responded with a pair of wins, including the Cougars' first ever Big 12 win at the Marriott Center on Tuesday against Iowa State.
For the rest of my life. We'll enjoy this for the rest of our lives. It'll be in our pocket. Now, we'll go up to the office and we're going to start on Texas Tech. They're number 1 in the league right now. And so we have a huge challenge. And that's why this league is so fun, right? We're going, is it true 5 games? Or this 5-game stretch, we're playing 4 top 25 teams. There's 8 teams in our league in the top 25. What is happening?
Can't wait for Utah to get in that league, too. The Running Utes had lost 3 of 4 in Pac-12 play going into Thursday night's matchup against Oregon State up at the Huntsman Center. They took it all out on Oregon State. Kebakeda got his first start of the season and scored a team-high 18 points, 15 rebounds, had 3 blocked shots. Brandon Carlson added 17 points and 10 rebounds, and Utah won by 27, 74-47. Speaking of Utah hoops, the women's basketball team had a statement win on Friday night at Huntsman Center. They were hosting 6th-ranked USC, Alyssa Peely's former team, and she was unstoppable. Peely made 13 of 16 shots, 5 of 6 from three-point range, and she scored a career-high tying 37 points, which coincidentally she did last season also against USC. The Utes won by 20. They improved to 13-5 on the season.
Being on a team like this, it's really easy to just go out there and play and not really worry about, my stats and my points or whatever. But, it's just props to my teammates for finding me, for creating shots for me and things like that. So, it feels good to have a high-scoring game. But, I'm always give credit to my teammates because they're the ones that my point guards and my guards are the ones who help me do that and achieve that. So.
Upset alert in Morgantown. Kansas taking on West Virginia. West Virginia trying to complete the upset with Patrick Sumanek. The slam makes it a 69-66 game. Now Kansas rallying late. Kevin McClure, 3-ball makes it. And then how about the fast break layup? It's a 1-point game. West Virginia down 1. Sumanik with a clutch bucket in the paint, off the glass. West Virginia upsets number 3 Kansas. Storm the floor in Morgantown. West Virginia gets a win. We'll be right back. 1 week ago, the Red Rocks finished 4th out of 4 teams in a meet against 3 other nationally ranked teams. It's not the outcome, though, that they're used to. But they did come back nicely on Monday with a 5th straight Best of Utah win. And not only that, but Miley O'Keefe did it again. After falling on the beam last Saturday, she came back on Monday to record the 12th perfect 10 of her career. She's just untouchable on the beam. That extends her school record.
I really was just kind of trying to come in and hit my gymnastics, you know. On Saturday, I was a little bit weary, of course, I'm sure you could tell, and I just wanted to be confident in my gymnastics today.
That just shows who Miley is, right, who her character is. She wasn't we were planning on maybe resting her today, but there was no way after Saturday that she was going to wait 2 weeks to redeem herself.
Last night, the Salt Lake City Stars were playing in an alternate uniform. Check these babies out. This is their NBA Paint uniforms. NBA Paint is a social media account that makes basketball-related art. Multiple G League teams have used uniforms inspired by NBA Paint and as an alternate look for this season. And on Friday, it was the Stars' turn to sport these unis. Bryce Sensabaugh, the Jazz rookie, scored 27 points in the game. The Stars did lose the game at Maverick Center, but they definitely won that uniform game. How about those NBA Paint unis? Make them a full season thing. Why not? We'll be right back. Hoops, Syracuse and Miami tied at 69. Judah Mintz finds Kadar Copeland, and he hits the 3 to win the game. Syracuse is 13-5. Copeland had 11 points. Game winner. Hey, we'll have Jazz highlights at 9. Join us then.